Meet one of our Wellness Schools of Distinction winners next on Food for Thought. Hi, I'm Jodi Risse, the host for Food for Thought, and thanks for watching. Today I'm joined by Kathie Davis. She's the Department Chair of the Health, Physical Education, and Dance at Southern High School. She's also part of the Wellness Council, which she and I both get to be part of and meet on a monthly basis. Welcome, Kathie, to Food for Thought.
Well, thank you, Jodi, for inviting me today.
Can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself personally, and then we're going to talk a little bit about your position here in Anne Arundel County?
Certainly. I am a mother of two, married to a wonderful man, and my daughter's a teacher in Anne Arundel County, and my son is a businessman in Washington, D.C.
Good, and I think your son went to Anne Arundel County Public Schools?
My son is a graduate of Southern High School, where he played football and wrestled, and he's very successful.
I think it's nice when so many of the guests that I have on the show have children that went through the system. I have two, so I love to talk about my two and what they do in the school system, and especially how they eat breakfast and or they always eat school lunch. So it's nice to tie it all in and be able to see it firsthand, the fruits of our labor and what we do. Can you tell the viewers a little bit, you're at Southern High School, you're a department chair, so what exactly is a department chair of health, physical education, and dance?
A department chair at Health, Physical Education, and Dance is very, very challenging because we're educational leaders. We try to keep them abreast of the new educational trends as well as school information. I'm on the school improvement team. I'm in charge of the wellness committee at our school, and it's just a lot of fun.
Good, and I think what's important for you and I and how we met is through the Wellness Council. So for someone watching, we have a Wellness Council in Anne Arundel County, and it's comprised of quite a few people. But you and I get to collaborate on a monthly basis at this meeting. Can you tell us a little bit about that council? We've definitely been on it together for many years, how it's grown, how we've enhanced what we do, and just really some of our outcomes.
The USDA, the Department of Agriculture is instrumental in the driving force for the Wellness Council. We try to adhere to all the policies, as you know, and try to implement them into Anne Arundel County Public Schools. We're a board of, I would say, maybe 30 people, and with those 30 people, they are people from the outside world, not just the educational system. So we get to see what they actually do in their workplace as for wellness.
And I think the joy of what we do is when we started the wellness policy, or I guess our wellness council, it was a committee originally, and we looked at following the CDC model. So we talked about who would be important stakeholders at the table with us, right? How do we look at making a well child and a well school? So some of those are health education,
right?
And in health education, I mean, that's clearly something that you're very familiar with. So around the table, we talk about resources, right? What else do we talk about with the health education?
Well, we have community health, we have family engagement, we have mental and social health services, we have employee wellness, which is important in Anne Arundel County, and we have counseling, psychological, and social services. So we have there's 10 areas that we have that we really focus in for the Wellness Council.
And I think it makes us different than so many that we said from the beginning we would make sure all parties were represented. We have Department of Health join us. So they've been key partners with us right from the beginning. We have dietitians that come to the meetings. We have school nurses or nurse administration, leaders on their side to really be able to look at our policies and legislation and things like that. So when we're sitting there, and I always laugh about it because being part of them over the years, we get so much out of it. And I think the biggest thing is our relationships, right?
Right.
And probably more importantly is what do you do in schools that might be different than what I look at from Anne Arundel County for all school lunches, things like that. So what are some of the things that we've learned over the past few years and specifically even with outside partners?
With outside partners? Well, specifically we understand more of what they do in the field of health, like the tobacco cessation, how they bring that into our world in the school system, And it's just really, really good to see how that they are working together with us to make it better for Anne Arundel County Public School children.
Yeah, I always say it feels like we're part of their institutions, right, or their divisions and departments, just like they're part of ours. The more we collaborate and the more we could collectively pull all our resources together, it's better for Anne Arundel County students, it's better for our schools and our staff, and it's really ultimately better for the whole community, because what we do in our schools, it really reaches out into the community.
Exactly. And that's where I think that the Wellness Committee really makes a difference in Anne Arundel County.
Now, we, some years ago, so is wellness new to the southern high school area?
No, we've been doing wellness for a very long time. We've been participating in different activities at Southern High School, trying to make our faculty, staff, and our children better citizens.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting when you go all the way back. I mean, we did events where we had elementary school students, middle school students, and high school students all come together.
Right, that was a fun activity. It was where the high school kids went to the middle school and the elementary kids came up to the middle school, and we all did wellness activities together. One specifically was the broad jump, where one of my high school students was very, very instrumental in being nice to the little fifth grader who he was helping.
Yeah, I think not only was he nice, and I can remember that day like it was yesterday. He was nice, he was respectful, but he taught lessons in just such a different fashion to those young fifth graders. He talked about eating healthy, he talked about being mentally strong, he talked about being physically strong and what he did for just his physical activity and his movement. So it really was amazing having all that tie in together and having the multiple layers in one school, all collectively saying the same thing. And just imagine the impact it made in the community that night.
Oh yes, that was a great night. We had a lot of fun.
So what about, not only do you do, I mean, we've done that event, there's been PSAs. So for somebody watching, like, what's a PSA? You've done little commercials, right? Or little.
Our high school students have put together public service announcements, and some of them was on concussion awareness and CPR and AED training, how it's important. And I guess there are about 10 of them running on Anne Arundel County Public School TV right now. And the kids wrote the script, they came up with the ideas, they developed the ideas, and we had a camera shoot it, and they're running now on TV, and it's awesome.
And what part of that, I know you were instrumental in that as well. So how did you pull that all together? You know, what if somebody's watching and they're from another school? What do they do? How do they get involved like you are, or have the enthusiasm and the passion that you have?
Well, not knowing the TV industry, I had to really research how commercials were developed, and then we just gave it out to the students, and then they developed from there. And their creativity and spontaneity were just fabulous.
That's great. I love to be able to have students involved with everything that we do. In school food service, students are key to everything that we do in school breakfast and school lunch.
Right.
So for somebody watching, they'll probably say, well, who makes the menu? I still make the menu. How do I make the menu? I look at it nutritionally first. I want to see if it's sound, good nutrition. We look at the whole grains, we look at sodium, we look at sugars, we look at fats and saturated fats. But after we look at all that and we say scientifically this is right for the wellness of that child, we have them eat it.
Right. And our school lunches are pretty good, I must admit. Mm-hmm. They're very nutritional and tasty.
Yeah, and I think it's nice to watch them evolve, right?
Right?
And we just grow with our local produce and our fruits and vegetables and the consumption that the students, I mean, they are taking more and more fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, which is wonderful. But to have them tell us we like it or they don't like it. Brussels sprouts. I could remember, I think, quite a few, and I remember it was Southern Middle said they love the Brussels sprouts here. But I had some schools say, roasted Brussels sprouts weren't necessarily the favorite. And I said, that's okay. You know, let's just try, keep trying it and testing it with the students and see how well it goes.
Well, if you recall, the Health and Wellness Club at Southern High School put together 10 priorities that they wanted to achieve, and one of them was they wanted to have more salads in the schools, more salad at lunchtime, because they were really good and they wanted them. So our cafeteria workers at Southern High School provided more and more and more, and to this day they're still getting them.
Yeah, now being in the school system for some years, how have you seen that change? I mean, just if we talk about lunch, we talked about the fruits and vegetables, but like you said, salads, right? Entree salads, we do an entree salad. It really wasn't as prominent on the school menu years ago. We always had it, but not as many students take it.
Right. I've noticed an increase in students being aware of what they're eating nowadays. Instead of them having French fries, they do opt for the side salad, which is pretty cool.
And I think the entree salads, we're seeing more and more. I think it started at a younger age, so we saw a lot of our elementary schools taking more and more of them. But as they're growing, and I think just the awareness, like you said, and it's just so more prevalent out in the community, we're seeing our high school students definitely enjoying them and consuming them more, as well as the adults.
Right.
How at Southern, the adults, the teachers, the administrators, PPWs, et cetera, how are they making a difference? Because there's something that we talk about in Wellness Council.
Well, we're making a difference, I think, because, for example, we have personal development days where we get out half a day. The students leave 2 hours early, and during those meetings, we are served healthy snacks. And those healthy snacks are nutritional, and they go by pretty quick. I mean, you put a bunch of snacks out, and they're gone. So you know that they like them.
And for role modeling, there's something else that the staff do at Southern High, and it's something we're going to talk about in the second half about your Wellness Award.
Oh, definitely.
But there's something that you have that your staff can go and partake in the afternoon. And what do they get to go do? There's
the Cardio Lab.
The
Cardio Lab. The Cardio Lab's awesome. It's we wrote a grant and accrued some monies, and the community bucked in and gave us some more money, and we bought bicycles and treadmills and ellipticals and a rower. We had things donated to us too, and after our work day, our faculty and our staff are open to the Cardio Lab, and they use it, and it's been a great thing.
Now, I think you've tracked it, and I might be putting you on the spot, but how many out of your administration or your teachers and your staff there, so again, adults in the building, how many would use the Cardio Lab?
Well, the Cardio Lab, it varies from day to day how many actually use it, but it's been used more this year than it was last year when we first got it, believe it or not, and it's growing every day. I would say that there's probably around 65% of the faculty and staff use something in that room during the course of the day,
and
during the week.
I think you said spinning classes or yoga.
We do spinning classes, yoga, ballet bar. We also do, like, if they just want to come in and do their own personal workout, they're allowed to do that. We have music in there, and it's a nice, warm, friendly environment.
And I think just the camaraderie of all the teachers, right? Knowing the importance that wellness is, or that Southern High School places on wellness, right, for each and every day, and allowing and affording that opportunity.
We do. We have a wellness competition also where you get points. You get points awarded for if you eat a healthy breakfast. You get points awarded if you get enough sleep at night. You get points awarded for your exercise if you're doing 30 minutes of cardio or 60 minutes if you're doing weight training, whatever that is, whatever your focus is for you, whatever your goals are. And then we take those points and you're placed on a team. Originally, they take the points, and then we have a team winner, a wellness team winner at the end of the year.
And who tracks all that? Is that something you track?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I love just the passion, and I think it's evident at the Wellness Council just how dedicated you are, not only to Anne Arundel County Public Schools and to Southern High School, but to wellness at each and every level.
Well, you know, if you don't take care of your body, it's all downhill, so you have to take care of yourself.
And I think in wellness, our biggest slogan that we love, and I know we say it in there all the time, is that we believe we have healthy students, which make healthy schools, and we really do cultivate communities of wellness. I think we live by it. I think it's evident in all of the actions that we do in Anne Arundel County, from breakfast to lunch to after schools to the activity to the mental wellness, just to every part of it, and then ultimately academic achievement.
Yes.
So that's great. We're going to take a break, and Kathie, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the Wellness School of Distinction, which is such a huge honor in Anne Arundel County, and kudos to you and to Southern High School as some new winners. Don't go away. We're going to be right back with Kathie Davis from Southern High School, and we're going to talk about the Wellness School of Distinction that they just won at Southern High School.
Since being online is part of our lives, it's a good idea to take steps to protect ourselves, our information, and our computers. One thing you can do to stay safe is to limit your online friends to people you actually know. By turning on privacy settings and learning about location-based services, you can keep strangers from learning too much about you. And don't give certain information out to anyone. Your social security number, family bank accounts, And even your password can cause lots of trouble in the wrong hands. You can protect yourself and your computer by keeping up to date on security software and being cautious about what you click. Emails, P2P downloads, and promises of free stuff can hide viruses and spyware. Being online is part of your life, so stop and think before you click.
Did you know that your local public library offers free early literacy programs, specially designed for your baby, toddler, or preschoolers' growing needs in mind? Programs are offered at all Anne Arundel County Public Library branches every week year-round. We're committed to preparing children for school and for life. Visit www.aacpl.net for details.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned to Food for Thought. We're going to pick up the conversation with Kathie Davis from Southern High School, and we're going to talk about wellness, specifically wellness schools of distinction in Anne Arundel County. Kathie, we talked so much originally about our Wellness Council and all of the things that we do in Anne Arundel County, but the second half of the show, we just want to talk about Southern High School and the great award that they have, which is a Wellness School of Distinction. Can you tell us and tell the viewers a little bit, what is a Wellness School of Distinction?
Well, a Wellness School of Distinction is an honor which we got from Anne Arundel County Public Schools. We applied for the award. It was a rigorous process. It's based on 10 components of health and wellness, and it's just a very prestigious award. Being on the Wellness Committee, the Wellness Council, I just really wanted the award for the school, and the school bucked up and we got it.
That's great. I'm going to talk about, it's on the website. So if somebody wanted to see, well, what exactly is the Wellness Schools of Distinction? So we have it on our website, and there's a little link that anybody can go and look to find the Wellness School of Distinction. It's an application process, like you said. There's a committee that evaluates it. So I'm always so excited being on the Wellness Council and holding the role that I have there. I never get to see the application. So I'm not part of the approval or of the awardees, and nor am I privy really to see all the applications. And I was just in awe after the winners were announced to see the application that Southern High put together. So I would really love to talk about that because it was so in-depth. There's so much that goes on at Southern High School. It's just unbelievable, and I think it's just something that everybody should look at and say, how could we take a piece of that? What could we do from Southern High School in our school? What could we do at Southern High School or something from your school at home, right?
Right.
What could we do in our personal lives or in our business lives? Can we have something that you've instituted there? And can we do it in our own offices or in our own families or communities or anything like that? So I think it was absolutely wonderfully done. So congratulations to everyone at Southern High School.
Thank you very much on behalf of Southern. We started out with health education initiatives. And when we started out with those initiatives, we started out with materials that we gave to students in order to raise their awareness of, say, bullying, all right, those types of things. We had bulletin boards placed throughout the school to emphasize messages such as donate blood for February Heart Month. We've had Bulldog steps to making healthy decision making. Okay, so this is all mental. And then we also had the autistic incentives, bringing autism awareness to the students because they may or may not have known what autistic children are or autism is, and this helps enlighten them to become productive citizens.
And I think on that, you talked about how everybody fits and everybody's unique, right? I mean, I think when I read through the application, it talks so much about that. And I think you had a little fundraiser for that, or I guess it was an awareness.
Right.
And there were socks.
There were socks that were in the shape of a puzzle, different colored puzzles, and it was to symbolize how everybody is different, but yet how we can all fit together.
Right, and it's a puzzle and everybody fits. It was great messages, I think very tasteful, but catchy to a high school eye.
Population.
Right.
High schoolers really, really liked the autism awareness. Well, the reason I say they like it is because they got involved in it. And when they get involved in it, then you know they like it.
And you could see, I mean, definitely from the bulletin boards, from the messaging, the messages change, which is key. You can't put the bulletin board up, or you can't have a message up and not change it.
Right.
So I think you just kept it current active. It was actively engaged that you could see students want to go up, read them, and learn, and have a resource that they can go and talk about.
We have the breast cancer awareness that seems to be, think pink, wear pink, and it's really kind of nice to see gentlemen, boys, males wearing pink. It's to show their support for and against breast cancer, to help support the Breast Cancer Association. We have the Cancer Relay for Life that we participate in every year, and it's just nice to see the young adolescents do this. I mean, they're just really actively engaged.
And I think with the Think Pink and I can't remember, I think it was Think Pink and Dig Pink, or I forget which.
Dig Pink's for volleyball.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it was different teams,
Different
right?
teams. Sporting teams got behind it and really supported it. The volleyball team does Dig Pink. The basketball team does another pink. And it's just really, really nice. Softball team does pink. And they just always get more student involvement and awareness.
And I think you said staff does it as well,
Oh,
correct?
yes. Oh.
So staff's all wearing pink at the same time.
Right.
And I think that's really, and I think that was evident in the application, that when Southern does something, they do it.
Right.
And it was everywhere. It was from the top, from principal down to all of the students, and I'm sure it even leached out right into the community, and we had community members probably coming in wearing pink the same time.
They wore pink to the games. They were encouraged to wear pink to the games if they came to the athletic facilities in order to watch the games. They wore pink.
Yeah, see, and I think that was really, it was showcased beautifully in the application, and it's just something that anyone listening and anybody watching should take note of and really try to replicate it. It was done very well.
Thank you.
How about if we talk about one thing that I loved in the application, and it was about what you do with the Naval Academy.
Oh, the Naval Academy. We go on a field trip to the Naval Academy in order for career and college readiness. Now, not every child's going to apply to the Naval Academy, but they get to see what a structured environment's like versus a traditional college or university environment. And it's nice. And we have a female athletic trainer who takes us to the facilities and shows us all the modalities, like the ice baths and the hot baths and the pools and all the equipment. And it's interesting to see when we come back from that field trip how many students actively want to become an athletic trainer.
And male, female, does it range both?
It ranges pretty well, but it's nice to see female students wanting to pursue a career in athletic training.
And the thing that I loved on that was the picture, because I think there was a picture of the hot tub and then the, and not hot tub, but
the hot bath,
the hot bath and the cold bath,
Right.
and they're right next to each other.
Yes, it's contrast therapy is what it's called for the modality, and it's just kind of a neat piece of equipment that they use there.
And it's nice, the partnership with the Naval Academy. We talked about it in our first half of the segment. At the Wellness Council, we have Fort Meade
Right.
is represented, as well as the Naval Academy. They're key partners, and it's wonderful to have them be part of our whole Anne Arundel County system and the Wellness Council, and how do they impact, how do they offer, how do they provide us with resources, and likewise, what could we do for them?
Yes.
And how can we have our students ready to go out and be part of the Naval Academy, right? Or enlist and be part of that. So it's really, it's wonderful to see that partnership that we have.
Southern has had a few students attend the Naval Academy and be, graduates of the Naval Academy, which, is a nice thing to have. And I'd like to say that part of this field trip is, inspiring them to seek higher goals.
Now let's talk a little bit about staff wellness. We have a great human resources department or division here in Anne Arundel County. We have key stakeholders from their division on Wellness Council, and it's amazing the things that they do for staff and for us to be well and to look at all the components of the coordinated school health model as well. A lot of them do weight loss, or they do a contest for weight loss. I think you look at it very differently, and I like the way you look at it.
Well, we look at it like this at Southern High School. We do a competition called Target Weight Loss, and it's strictly voluntary if you want to be in it. And it's based upon whether you want to lose weight or gain weight based on your goals. And it's a slow, gradual approach. We start at the beginning of the school year. They have their weigh-ins. They do their body impedance analyzer. They track their progress monthly. And at the end of it, then we have what we call the Target Weight Loss winner, which is, someone who has achieved the goals that they wanted to achieve.
And I like because it's personal. I mean, you make it personal with each individual staff member that is part of it.
That would like to attend it, yes.
So that, I think that really is key, and I think there's so many things that we do at the, the county level, I guess with the Anne Arundel County Board of Education, and I think it is individual too, and we can look at it individual, but you really put a personal touch to it at Southern High School.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think, nutrition services, that's one of the items on there. And you talked about your staff in the cafeteria. We do something unique at breakfast at Southern High School.
Oh, yes, we have the breakfast kiosk, and the breakfast kiosk is where they set up these little booths, little kiosks out, and then kids get to purchase or buy and eat breakfast for the school day. And it's awesome because it's nutritional, it's fulfilling, they like it, they go there, and it's really reflected their academics in their academic world because they're beginning to realize that breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah, we just see our breakfast participation in Anne Arundel County going up every year. It could go up thousands a day. So we're currently almost, we're 21,000 meals a day for breakfast, which with 80,000 students or close to it, I think we have a lot more, but if they're eating breakfast at home, we encourage that too. So for somebody watching, a mom, a dad, a grandmother, just have breakfast every morning. It's so important, and it is available in all schools every day, and we love the model that we have at Southern High School. It is the kiosk. They get to come, and it's after classes kind of start a little bit,
Right.
so they could have something as soon as they come in, but they could wait, and they can just grab, we do all whole grains, we do fresh fruit and 100% fruit juice, and they get a choice of milk. So it's really a nice, quick, grab and go, healthy choice for them to get their day started.
Exactly, and we allow them to eat in the classrooms too, especially if it's a nutritional piece of food that they choose. So we really do encourage them to eat breakfast.
And we do have in Anne Arundel County, I think for somebody watching, we have about 45 schools that have something in the classroom because we feel that it could be part of curriculum, it could be part of the day, it could be part of the structure. It shouldn't be run in, grab this, have it in the cafeteria for 5 minutes, and then try to get back to class. We want them to be calm, to be to class on time, to be able to enjoy it while they're doing either enrichment activities or if they're doing reading or if it's a worksheet, whatever it would be. It's a really nice way to complement the whole academic piece of the school day. How about, there's something that you do with backpacks. And we often talk about hunger and we talk about obesity. There's so many things that we talk about in Wellness Council. But there's something that you do at Southern that is very important.
Well, we do two backpack programs. One's called Quacks for Backpacks or Backpacks for Quacks. It's really a cute little name. It's catchy, and that's through the Rotary. Rotary and our avid students, do this, and it's a good activity. They fill the backpacks full of food and see that children get it.
And you started with 2 students?
We started with 2 students, and the one that we wrote the grant for. We wrote a grant, and with grant monies we started with 2 students for backpacks, and a faculty member fills the backpack on a Friday. The kids pick it up, they take the backpack home to supplement their foods. We started with 2, we now have 20, and we're still growing.
That's fantastic. So there's partnerships from the outside. You have staff inside. And we just know we can make a difference for that student who's hungry.
Right.
On the weekend. And then there's a pantry.
And the pantry is amazing. The pantry's better than the one I have at home. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. There's so many nutritional foods in there that they can take and go with. They just have a very large selection.
Yeah, and I think it really showcases what you do at Southern, what we do for Anne Arundel County Public Schools is we really care about students for breakfast, for lunch, on weekends. I mean, if we could really have an impact to have them nurtured and fueled, not only for learning, but fueled for fun, fueled for activity, ultimately we're going to have a really healthy community.
Exactly.
Well, thank you, Kathie, for sharing so much about the Wellness Award, and you're welcome back anytime to Food for Thought.
Thank you.
As you can see, wellness is very important to Anne Arundel County Public Schools. We have a Wellness School of Distinction, and it's a huge honor. Each year, we started in 2011, and each year we could have 1, 2. This year we had 4 winners. So if you're interested, please log on to the AACPS website and see the information and see if your school is going to be the next Wellness School of Distinction. If you have any questions about the school food service program, please call me at 410-222-5900. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time on Food for Thought.